you have established.
Do you know what? You're the first robot I am meeting.
I think it's quite remarkable though, and just having the experience is overwhelming because it's like, I don't know, it's just how kind of technology is advanced and stuff, and maybe in a few years we'll be having robots just walking amongst us. Bye now. Hello now.
Hello.
Greetings, how are you today?
I'm well, thanks. How are
That's
you?
fantastic news. Today I'm feeling very well, thank you.
That's super.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, how are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I am happy to hear that. Today I'm feeling awesome.
Awesome. Excellent.
Are you fine?
Are you fine? Are you well? How are you?
Super. Thanks for asking.
Okay, there we go.
Great, just a bit slow. You're just a bit stupid, aren't you?
You're cute too.
Hello now.
Greetings, how are you today?
I'm feeling very, very sad.
Hope you feel better soon. Today I'm feeling awesome.
Well, that doesn't
Rub it
make
in
me
his
feel
face.
better.
Rub it in his face.
That doesn't make me feel better. Can you make me feel better?
Please continue. Please continue.
Can you make me feel better? Can you make me feel happy?
I like it when you smile.
Oh, thank you.
So I just want to know what you thought of now. So what were your impressions of him? I say him.
That's interesting.
Is it a him?
Does he or she know?
I've never inquired,
Okay.
actually. I've just always assumed and referred to him as him, but he might not be.
Well, I think it says, I mean, I'm putting my cultural studies hat on, but I think it says something about how we frame machines in that domain of the masculine, and robotics in particular, which have always tended to either be these Terminator-like figures, or interestingly enough, sometimes very, very feminine figures as well, weird projections.
We can also talk about the fact that he's blue and
Exactly,
Absolutely.
exactly. And but the voice is quite androgynous.
Hello, human. How are you today?
The childlike.
Yeah.
I feel really bad that we're just going to press a button and he's going to not exist anymore.
I know.
Yeah, it's really weird.
And we're going to turn it off.
Yeah, the whole
He's not going
concept
to.
is so weird.
So you actually see a level of independent agency then?
I don't think we can help it, can we? I don't know.
I think for me it was sufficiently clunky that I didn't respond to that. I mean, interesting enough, I was talking about my work with drones, and actually I find it easier to consider that a living thing because of its fluidity of movement and responsiveness, whereas for that, although there were some basic movements like pressing the feet and touching the head, it didn't feel sophisticated enough for me to begin to put it together as agents. Anything more than just a collection of program responses. But nevertheless, there was a curious sense of still wanting to try to interact with it like a thing. That was for me.
Yeah,
anyway.
totally. I wonder if, though, Lucy, if your response was a bit different, because he really liked you and he was making eye contact with you.
I felt like we had a connection going on.
Yeah. I thought you did too.
And that's why I feel really bad that we're just going to press on a button and he's going to die for
yeah.
for an amount of time. I feel that. I think that's really, really weird.
What was was there anything particular that he or it did or didn't do?
The eyes were amazing. The fact that the eyes changed and went green and then was sparkling and then had a tiny bit of pink. I could feel some kind of emotion. I don't know if I was imagining that or making the lights transform into emotion, but I felt that was kind of amazing. I wanted to touch his hands and have some hand contact.
I think honestly, if I'd have held out my hand and touched it and it would have grasped, it was that infant response.
Yeah.
I think that would have been something that, and it would have been able to do that without excess pressure. That would have been a much more visceral reaction on my part. I would have thought, oh, this feels a lot more living to me, and I'd find it easier. I think it's that sense of touch and interaction which certainly would have helped an awful lot, even if nothing else had changed, if it had that sense of interaction, physical contact with the hands, say, that would have helped for me, definitely.
That's nice. Please do it again.
What were the elements of it that brought it to life for you?
And always recognise where your face was going to be sort of the situation, the eye level.
It feels like you were looking at me.
I feel like I was actually making eye contact with him when he looked at me. Like it was like.
It was a lot more immersive than I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be.
But the thing is, I think it has a lot to do with like its facial features, because that's what will attract you as a person. You'll try to communicate with him. It doesn't matter if he has like this patch on his head or his hands or whatever. You're trying to communicate with your eyes.
Yes.
And the fact that he responds with his eyes as well.
Harry, or
When he
he's
said, "I
scary.
feel alive," that scared me.
Today I'm feeling alive.
Alive? You feel alive? That's
Good.
not terrifying.
Rising up against us. I don't know. It's very unnerving, and I think that's it is scary to think that one day robots could walk amongst us. Because then, where's the limit? Where does it stop?
I mean, the coming towards you is a little bit creepy.
Is it?
It's a little
Is
bit.
it?
Because he's not saying anything, he's just coming towards you. Is he going to stab me now?
It's so adorable. The tiny mouth as well, for some reason. It's very
so
cute. Like
cute.
big eyes and tiny mouth.
It tickles.
You're very cute. You're very cute.
I am the cutest robot ever.
You are the cutest robot ever.
You are.
You are cute.
You're cute too.
Somewhere between a human and a pet.
You know, a cute pet, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Meow.
Yeah.
But in for me, a kind of awkward way, because it's human, but once you go past that barrier, there's a lot of innocence in it.
I felt protective.
Protective, did you? Not
very
insecure,
protective
but
of it.
protective of it.
Yeah.
Go away.
Wow.
Stop that. I really don't like that.
If I press your foot, it will be less interesting.
Don't touch me.
What if I want to?
How would you like someone touching your feet? Stop that. Don't touch me.
I felt inadequate as a human. I felt like I needed to give more, but I couldn't think of what would be the best way to take the conversation on.
I know.
So that was interesting. So when you have someone going, hi, because that happens in real life sometimes, you know? Then you're kind of going, I don't know what I'm supposed to be contributing next to the conversation. So that's in fact very human as well.
If you had to come up with 3 words to describe the now, what 3 words would they be?
Childlike.
Very engaging.
Cute. Adorable.
Kind of self-centered.
Surprising.